Hello all, we are here for the lesson number 25 of this VariCAD training course, and this is a lesson dedicated to printing functions. There are not a lot of commands and topics to talk about, but I think it is important in one or two special cases to see the options and to see how to work with it. So that's what we are going to do in this lesson. So to do so, we go again and call one of the files that VariCAD has by default on a standard installation. And to do so, we go to the menu file again, open, and we will open the sample one drawing that comes with VariCAD. Okay, you know already this drawing. And now what I want to show you is these options here. We've seen in the previous lesson how to print, the options to print, and I want to talk to you about a little about batch printing. Okay, basically we have two things to understand about the batch printing. First is batch printing and creating a predefined list of printing, and we can do exactly the same doing this for the default printer or the selected printer. Everything basically is the same like in the printing system. We have in one of the options we go directly to the default printer. On the other one we may select a printer different from the default printer, but basically regarding the batch printing is exactly the same. So I will show you this guy here, this batch printer create predefined list. Okay. For this we can open a drawing, okay, and in this drawing we can select and make several printing options, modifying what we want to print and whatever it is around the printing operation. So we have these buttons down here, and basically what we want to do is to click in this drawing I've opened and defined printing methods. Okay, to define the printing method, what it opens is the dialog box that you already know from the previous lesson, where you need to define all the configuration regarding the printing itself. So I will do a simple thing, which is rectangular, and now choose an area. Okay, it is done. Just make a preview. Okay, it's this what I want, and do the OK. And when I do this, you may notice that in this list now I have the drawing that I'm going to print. It has a defined printing. Print as is selected, whatever it is, but I may choose another one. Okay, I can add a new file. Okay, first I can delete this from the list and whatever I want in this case, but I may select a new file, and if I want I can choose again the same one. Okay, multiple. I can now saying, okay, all visible objects, I will not use any of these. Now okay, and okay again. Okay, now we have this defined two printing operations for the same file. Now I can go, for example, to add a new file, and I'm not sure if this has anything inside of it. I will use the second one. I will make the same printing method. I'm not sure what is inside, probably nothing, but let us say that, okay, nothing, but we will use it anyway. Okay, so I have a couple of files and a couple of operations defined for this list. I can keep adding new ones. I can reset all files. I can save these configurations and say I will use it in the work environment, the desktop. I can say let's use this as a VariCAD or var, just to make this as a batch printing operation saved, and I can do this printing to file properties if I have a virtual printer recognized. In this particular case, the printer I have selected is not recognized as a virtual printer like a PDF or XPS printer. Okay, it's a standard A4 printer, but if I had it, I could work with this option here. So now I can do the printing itself. Okay, and basically nothing will happen because I don't have this connected to a printer where you can see the final result. But for example, if I do this again, now not going to the predefined list, but select a printer list, now I will choose a PDF one, okay, and open this guy that I've saved previously. Now I can say print, and now it will create me a PDF where I can say this is sample, okay, to the desktop. Let us see the result. Here it is, and we'll try to wait a little. Okay, it is done. You see, if you remember, the first drawing, the first option that I've created was a rectangular specific area. The second one, it was the complete drawing, which is down here, and the third one, it was a clean sheet of paper, so nothing was created. But basically, I've created a printing operation, a list from several drawings with just one preparation, one operation. It is important for you to understand that I have a couple of options in system settings, also in this print task name printing to files, where I can define a couple of things. First, which is important, it is this one, batch print to virtual printers create a single document. That was what I've done. If you don't want to do this, and if you want to create separate files, then you take this out, okay? You can define a printer when it is to file that says it's a PDF. It will have the PDF extension, and that's it, okay? As a virtual printer. And basically these are the two important things to recognize there. You have a couple of other things regarding the names and so on, but these are, I think they are basic stuff, not very important to this lesson itself. So regarding this batch printing, so I think it is shown what is important. There is one other thing that it is related to printing, even that is on the 3D side, but I think it is important to see now because we are talking about printing, and this is printing itself. So I will come to the 3D side on this file. Okay, we will start on the next lesson talking about the 3D side. Finally, we are halfway on this course, and I think it's the moment also to talk about this. So on the 3D side, if you go to the file menu also, you have a couple of things also related to printing. The first one is print 3D image to selected printer. Okay, we can come to this guy here, choose again the PDF so that you can see the result, do the OK, and now it opens me a dialog box with a couple of options. First is change the color palette, and it is important when you're trying to print a 3D image that you say white background, okay, like this. So okay, the precise displaying, it will offer you several display modes where you can say reflectance is a mini render option, the shininess, the light ambient intensity, etc. Okay, you can configure this to make a more realistic part. Okay, and you have a couple of things here like displaying edges, thread, and so on. We will see this a little deeper when we start on the 3D side. So now perspective, and I will not use this one because I personally don't like it. Standard display. We can check or change the view, just saying, okay, I don't want this view here, I can change it. Okay, print full screen or area defined by a rectangle. Okay, and we can come here and define it, just saying I want this part. Saying which are the dimensions of the format of the paper. Okay, paper size than printer size. I know, currently I know because my printer is quite small. And rotate printed output to fit. I think this is important. Center image on the printer, for sure it is important. Okay, to use full printer size. Okay, I understand also, so it may be a good idea to have these options, turn it on. Okay, now I can use the options to do it for a file, okay, or just do the printing and it will create a 3D image of this. Okay, so I'm not sure where it is now. Maybe it will take a little time to show the image, but we have another meanwhile. Okay, it is done. I will use this name, sample1.5 inside, and suppose it's around here. You see, one of the errors I've done, it was regarding the background. I did not accept the white background, so if you try to use it, it's a heavy file, so it's taking a little time to process. Now if you try to print this to your printer, because now it has a color on the background, it will make you spend a lot of ink on this. It's not moving too much, so okay, it's moving now. Okay, and this is what it created. So it was my mistake. I should have the white background instead of the light blue or the cyan. The other thing I want to show you still regarding this, and this is the last command, it is the possibility to create a high resolution image as an output of the program. Basically it is the same, and now I will be sure that, okay, to do this, this you've already seen, but we have another new thing here, which is the bitmap pixel density, and we can increase this to create a better quality image. And we have some recommendation about which is the number of pixels for good quality. Okay, 1000 pixels or dots per 100 or 2500 per 10 inches. And we have this sliding bar where we can increase this density and this quality, and you see the number of pixels on X and the number of pixels on Y. And if we slide this bar to the right side, it will increase the number of pixels, but at the same time, and this is a very curious information, it will give you the size of the file that it will create, and in this case around 13 megabytes. Okay, if I come here, now you see that is only 5 megabytes, and if I slide it down here, it will increase 12, 13, and after some time it will start to become red, and red it is when it is too big. And if I go in excess, okay, create a very big file, which is not very good. Okay, so it for sure, when you say 6, 7, 10 megabytes, I think it's more than enough, because if you go too much in this direction, it will create a very good quality image, but probably these are already for very detailed situation, and probably you'll have other possibilities in other programs for rendering and so on to create this better looking image instead of creating a huge file down here. Okay, so I will create around this 13 megabytes. I will say the full file name. I will use okay, I can use a stupid name, but ttt png and save. And now I hope, okay, it is down here. I will use open with a photo visualizer, and basically, okay, you can see that it's not a very perfect image, but it's reasonable quality. We can try to make, you see that it's a little on the edge is not so good, but we can try and make to see the difference, to increase a little. Let us increase this sliding bar. Okay, 90 megabytes. Let us see if this will make something, and use this YYY and use a bigger quality image and to see the difference. Okay, let us try now again. Okay, probably is too big, not this one. It's still not the image itself, because it's still not created the image. Let us see if it is creating it. Probably too big and it will take a little longer. Let's try to do a little smaller. Maybe I've created too big. Okay, 32 megabytes. Let's try now and save. Okay, now create it. Open again with the visualizer of the photos and try to see the difference. Maybe not as different, okay, at least on the details. At least on the details, not as different. Let's try to do like this. Okay, as you can see, and that was what I would like to show you, after a certain amount, it is not very important the density you've created, because the quality will not be as visible as we could expect. So I would say that again, around 7-8 megabytes, it's more than enough, because if you want to create a very high quality image, then you should use another software, a render specific software. Okay, so now I think the topics of this lesson are ended. This was the second and last lesson for the section 5 regarding the printing options, and for the next lesson we will start finally the 3D. It will be a very long section, and I hope it will please you all, and I think it's because this is mainly a 3D software, it's what you've been expecting to start on the 3D side. So I hope to see you all there.